Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host for the night, Zach, here, introducing you to The Call, our Call of Cthulhu podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. If you're a fan and wish to support, visit our merch shop and Ko-fi page where members get extra content, fireside chats, discounts on merch, and more. Otherwise, a like, comment, sub, or review on your podcast app of choice is always helpful. As well, we're starting some new stuff over on YouTube soon, so subscribe to our Ko-fi to be the first to be informed when we have new things up and going. But for now...
Last left our investigators, the team regroup after dealing with the Art Keeper. They finally head to the Standpipe north of town.
Hello there.
Oh, okay.
It's been quite a while since we've managed to all sit around, and it's almost going to be seamless to the audience.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's been a bit of a while.
We say that every time.
Yeah, it's hard for our schedules to line up.
Yeah, it's also true.
That is also very true.
Exactly. It's seamless.
Yeah, yes. All kudos to the Zach man.
I just find it funny is in between certain episodes, we all look the same. And then there's like this gap where what we're wearing just changes. So you can see the seasons changing. We're all in
Today.
t-shirts and tank
Sweaters
tops.
now.
And now we're all in sweaters.
No, I'm still wearing the same thing I wear every time.
That's true, actually.
Actually, that's a fair point. You
I always am. I gotta wear the iconic plug.
Where's your uniform?
right here,
Maybe the
motherfucker.
t-shirt changes.
Lindsay's our quality control.
Okay.
So,
Time and space.
of course, Marion would say that.
In time and space.
So, last episode was a bit of a little,
Bit of blur.
a little bit of a fun little foray into town to give a shopkeeper some shit.
Fuck sexism.
There wasn't a whole lot of Cthulhu-iness in there, but there was some satisfaction.
Well, sometimes.
Fuck sexism.
And classism.
That's funny because I have this as my last note. This guy is a classist, views poor as nothing, is a vile human being. It's basically.
I'll take Cthulhu.
But sometimes it's fun to show that, sometimes you just got to go give a regular shopkeeper with no connection to the mythos some shit. That's it. You got to, they made Skeet feel bad, so the group all banded together.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Right? Because you already owns the buildings, I think, and there was being leased or something.
Eric's going to work this in going, we're going to go back to the house, and I'm going to be like, I bet that building I own can't, where it's going to be like, what are you talking about? What building?
All right, I got the torch. Let's go burn it down.
Okay. So, but before we really get started this episode, because we're going to be heading to the Standpipe. Right now, you're heading back to the mansion on the hill. But I would like to clue up all the ticks, and let's get the luck and everything taken care of before we go any further. So, Agatha Bernhardt.
Yes.
Reminds me of Sarah Bernhardt.
There. Okay.
Fantastic.
So we're upping the ticks and the luck? Or?
Yeah. So we'll start off with your skills. What skills do you have a tick next?
First one is drive auto.
And what's your drive auto at?
48.
And roll that percentage.
So I have to
with
roll higher, right?
49 and higher.
55.
55. Roll yourself a d10.
A 5.
You get 5 more into drive that auto. It's like a game show host.
First aid is my next one, which I have a 40 in. 89.
Yeah, roll that d10.
Another 5.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with 5s.
So good.
5 by 5.
I have 65 in psychology.
Oh, this is a big one.
58.
Oh,
Damn it. That's all right.
You'll just have to stay as exceptional. That's it.
Sure. No, that's not a tick. Okay, right. And then the other one, the last one I think I've gone on here is psychoanalysis, which is at 78. So
Hey, this could be important.
35. So
Okay.
no. That's okay. And that should be it for my ticks.
And what is your luck at? I'll do each person and just get it finished.
64.
64. Well, I'm assuming you're going to, because you don't need, we'll start off with using one of the D10s. Remember, max is 75,
Okay.
right? And we probably have a lot built up of dice to use. So let's keep going until you get 75.
Oh, so do you want me to just bring it to 70?
No, because I want to see how many rolls it takes.
So plus 5, so that is 69.
69!
Good omens.
People are going to start betting on this. How many rolls will it take?
And then another 9.
So 75.
Yeah.
So that's 2.
Yep.
used from the pool. And this is also one of the reasons that the call can go really long forms because of the listeners. It's because of the people who watch the show and they go to our Ko-fi and they subscribe, is it enables the characters to refresh their luck faster than a normal campaign would be.
We would have died.
You would have died multiple
The
times.
listeners are keeping us alive when we make poor
Yes.
life choices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just let them die, will ya?
He's tried.
Well, yes. And if that's everything for Agatha Bernhardt, we're going to move on to Amos Milton.
Acting at 35. I gotta roll higher than 35, yeah?
Yes, 36 and higher, yeah.
Fuck. Well, that's a 5. So that's
Oh,
Oh. Act like you made it.
45? That's just lying. Occult. Does that one go up by rolling?
Yep. Occult does, yeah.
Please don't roll below 10. Okay.
What'd
I
you
have to
roll?
roll over 10. I rolled a 14.
You roll,
Higher than 10.
roll me a d10.
God damn.
And we
Roll a high number. 9.
9?
Hey.
But 9 in occult. So the difference between occult and something like Cthulhu mythos is occult is the folklore and lore of our actual world, like garlic and steaks and running water for vampires and silver bullets for werewolves and stuff. It mightn't necessarily be accurate at all, but there's hints in there that might help you out in a situation.
there are werewolves in this universe.
we don't know.
In our mentality.
There's what in this universe?
Werewolves.
Yes.
Okay.
I love werewolves.
Werewolves are,
Kind of.
cool.
As long as they're not.
Anyway,
61 in psychology.
let's go.
8.
What?
Watch this not continue for the rest of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Differences.
It's like, oh, the,
Yeah, you'll do that at 98.
the Lord of Luck is thinking, oh, he wants high, don't you?
75 out of 70 for investigation.
Roll a d10.
71.
Even 1% can make a difference.
It's true.
It's true.
We all have experienced that.
Spot hidden. Oh, yeah.
69, right?
Yeah.
And like I've said, your spot hidden can't go above 69. So if you do roll higher, something else happens.
97.
97 in your spot hidden.
Yeah.
I would like you to pick a skill you haven't put points into.
Ooh, that's cool. That's just straight base?
Yep, straight base. A straight base skill.
Ooh, that's dope. Psychoanalysis.
Is that 1%?
Is that 1%?
It's at 1%. I would like you to go roll me 3d10 and add it to psychoanalysis.
Fucking hell.
Because it's a 1% skill.
Okay, 15.
15? Put 15 in psychoanalysis. It's because I know that seems a bit weird. I like the idea that, oh God, I'm such a shit. I like the idea that everyone's spot hiddens, because it's a running gag for us, is 69. And that way, when you do make that spot hidden, you can pick a different skill. And that's just what I did this time, but there's a few different things I have in my mind. And I thought that would be cool.
No, that's nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think
Yeah.
it's cool.
Especially because,
You'll never.
I don't mean this as a critique, but I mean, like, we excessively use spot hidden. That's a good way to make up for that and still have fun with it.
And the other thing is, it's really hard just to bring up a 1% skill.
It's true.
It requires downtime. And as we know, we do like 46 hours worth of things in one day.
Times the soup.
And your luck.
66.
Go ahead. Let's see how many d10s it takes.
69.
Come on. You guys both should have left your luck at 69. I'm just saying.
And that's 79, so 75 too.
Took 2 dice. As we're going, and that's everything for Amos Milton.
Correct.
Okay, Marion Collins. What skills do you have?
First one is in ciphers and code breaking,
Yes.
So cool.
yeah, which is at a 56.
Done.
That is a 13. So, nope, not today. And the other one is in library use, which is at an 80. So,
Yeah.
58.
Okay.
So, and that's it. Well, just those two.
And what's your look at?
70.
Let's see how many d10s it takes. People start gambling on this.
Nice.
Let's go gambling. Ah, dang it.
That's a 1,
Oh, somebody just lost money.
and that's a 4. So, took 2 dice.
It took 2.
Exactly.
Took 2 dice.
No wasted points here. No wasted.
We're going to use a lot, I'm pretty sure, right here. As we go through,
It's not wrong.
as we move away from Marion Collins to Althea Goodyear.
I only have 2 skills. First one is credit rating,
What's your credit rating at?
68.
Your credit rating is at 68.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just trying to... Normally credit rating doesn't be increased this way, but the way I use credit rating is different than the way that...
78.
78, roll a d10.
Yeah. All right, I'll get that after.
Everyone, stop dropping it.
5.
Okay, you put 5 in. So just to be clear, the way I do credit rating is, of course, Althea Goodyear is filthy stinking rich, and her credit rating doesn't really denote that. I specifically just used a credit rating for Althea Goodyear as if people know her, how famous she is amongst the upper echelons.
You just like seeing me roll it and fail.
There's that too.
But
I'm not
making
like
it
that.
less likely for that to happen.
I just find it funny that I basically owned apparently like half the city, and yet very few people. I can influence very few people.
Yeah, because not everyone knows that you
That I'm their
own half the
landlord.
city.
Obvious, that's true.
Of course not. You have so many shell companies.
Exactly.
True shows.
Turtles all the way down.
My other one is first aid, which is already at 85.
You used Althea Goodyear helping other people.
26 says. So that's a no.
So what is your luck at?
39.
Let's see how many dice. Hey, that's is what I'm sure we have a ton. Let's see how many dice it takes to do it. I'll keep track for you.
That's 8.
Okay, 40. You said 39.
Yeah.
So 47,
8.
55,
4.
59, 10,
3.
62,
6.
68,
2.
70,
I would have kept it if it was at 69. I would have left it there. 1.
71.
My God.
9.
Okay.
Yeah. So now that's it. It took 8.
Yeah.
8 dice. I'm sure we have lots of dice to use, though.
Well, I
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
I think
so
last
the
time we
number
played,
has
I
to be
didn't
favorable.
do my luck either, so it would have taken more to do it this time.
Nice.
Yeah.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Sanity. Was that supposed to go back at some point or no?
What's your sanity at?
Mine's at 53.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I
Good
think,
for you.
I think,
It's yours!
39.
I think we did this.
what was that?
We did the sanity updates when we started this arc.
Did we?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I
it's
just can't
actually better
remember.
than it was.
Yeah.
Which also means
Okay, can't remember.
True.
Okay.
Not exactly a high bar, but yet here we are.
yeah.
Are you the sanest person here?
No. You got
Same old?
59.
59.
I have 64.
Oh! That's a surprise.
Isn't I know.
That's a...
Now,
I am
Question
the
was, are you the
sanest
sanest person here?
so the thing to remember about sanity is how easy the character can justify things.
Yeah.
This is part of it. That's part of it. And I'd like to think that Althea could justify almost anything. Wait, she's
That's
too
why I
pants
already
tonight.
have 2 permanent ticks in my yellow skill.
Oh, was there? I don't think there was any other markings.
I
correct?
have 1 of the count ticks in it from last time. But
One
that's it.
temporary tick and 2
One-
permanent ticks?
Yes.
Yeah, so I believe I could be wrong with the way I did it last time, but I'm not going to waste time looking up stuff. But I believe I had used this. Oh. And you had a 50-50, and there's a 1 and a 2. So you have 1 count to see if it becomes permanent or goes away.
Oh, okay.
Right? This is the way we did it before.
I will take your word for it. You are the keeper.
I could be wrong. So,
Trusting my memory to
But you're not going to look through your notes to figure it out. So, do you want a 1 or a 2 before it to go away? So it's not a permanent tick.
2.
So a 2. If you roll a 2, it's good for you.
Yes. 1.
Take away the regular tick and add a 3rd permanent tick.
How many permanent ticks is the bad? 5?
I never said.
He did not say. He has never said.
He has not said.
And how did that affect
something
your, I believe it was your willpower. For every permanent tick you had, I believe your willpower rolls versus the
Goes down by 5.
goes down by 5. So what's your willpower normally?
right now with the other 2 ticks, it's normally 80.
Yeah.
With right now for willpower,
In regards to the yellow signs,
it's 70. Now it's 65.
I do like that little mechanic that I sort of came up with where, yeah, fair enough.
Yes, aren't you clever?
Yes, aren't you clever?
I'm gonna regret.
I mean, I'm a little bit scared you are the yellow queen.
I'm going to regret that.
Yes.
The Yellow Queen.
Well, I mean,
Yellow's not a good color for me, though. It makes me look like I'm dead.
But there's different shades of yellow.
then it's suitable.
That was a better answer.
Buttercup yellow. No, they all make me look like I'm dead. Wash.
Mustard. There you go. Yeah, nobody likes those. It's yellow.
You don't have a D10 of my dice. I think I see it there somewhere, maybe? No, you
No,
don't.
these are. I can check and see here if I have.
Okay, not important. Okay, so that's everyone sort of up to date. You've handled the evil, vile shopkeeper, and you're going to head to the standpipe at night because of how busy. It was just how you wanted to go to the standpipe when there probably wouldn't be as many people around. You're assuming that the place should be quite busy. It is the reliable water supply for the Boston area.
Oh no.
Why would we go somewhere that wasn't at night?
That's true.
Because bad things always happen to us when we go somewhere at night, and yet we keep doing it and haven't learned
That's
anything. So
because-
Yeah, but in the daytime, people can see me with my Leanne field.
That.
And obviously,
not
she's
so
not
featured.
going to not take it.
It's for
so.
me.
Really, we're doing the public a service.
a disservice? What was it?
No, we're doing them a service
Oh.
by having.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess that only go out and.
Yeah, more like funeral service.
Anyway, okay.
As you headed back to the mansion on the hill to grab a quick bite to eat.
Says who?
Just a quick bite to
I'm
eat.
looking forward to that smorgasbord in the ballroom.
Roll me a luck roll.
Let's break out the 16-hour smoker.
See, that can be going while we're gone. You have staff for that.
You have tons of staff for that, actually.
75 out of 75?
You have your smorgasbord.
Jesus.
I'm just
Come
gonna,
back out with like a bagel in one hand, like just to finish it with a drumstick in the other.
And you get a bagel. And you get a bagel.
Sometimes.
I just reminded of that.
Right.
Oh my god!
No?
Just reminded of that scene from Brooklyn Nine-Nine now, with Captain Holt. Bagels.
the lunch is dead.
The lunch is dead.
And let us move
Yes.
on. I'm just gonna say that you arrive back at the mansion on the hill.
Yup. Eat.
It's getting dark, or it's dark, depending on how I described it last game.
Yeah.
It took around 25-30 minutes to get here. Need to specify that. As always,
That was just coming up my driveway.
in the Packard Twin 6, of course, the OG Packard Twin 6, the OG with the OJ. Skeet seems
He's got a drive
quite
it.
happy.
He's driving.
Skeet seems quite happy because he did manage to get a pile of supplies and things he was looking for. You know, the art. Yes. Right? Fantastic. There is no Cadbury standing up at the stairs. You were just heading into town for ice cream, as far as he knew. He didn't think he'd have to worry.
He didn't. He came back totally fine.
Well, I did call him and asked if I could purchase a building.
That's probably why he wasn't worried.
And he informed you that you already
No.
technically own the building. I'm going to say you all head on in. There's a bustle of activity. Bustles.
Bustle, you say?
Bustle of
Big
activity.
bustle? A fluffy bustle?
Hold it together, woman.
She's like, I will not.
But there is a bustle of activity because, of course, there's a lot of construction work and everything happening around here. There's a lot of research, different areas. There's a lot of different tents and stuff set up. I don't mean like hooches that people are sleeping in, but like large pavilion tents. And there, a lot of the workers are getting fed outdoors with, like they have these big pavilion tents and they have, the food similar to the military. Where they go up and they
Buffet.
they have their goulash. I used to love goulash when I was a kid.
Goulash is great.
I think I still do. And you head on into, I'm assuming, straight to the BBR. I will leave it up to you all what you would like to do and where you would like to go. 4 episodes of exposition.
How long do we have before we're heading out to the standpipe?
It's getting dark now, so technically you can leave whenever you would like.
And we already got sleep and stuff, right?
You have had...
Adequate.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yes, we did.
Sure.
I recommend we grab something to go and head out.
Are there any muffins left?
Go take a look.
Oh, while I was in here, I had asked for one of the staff to track down Gall's clothing for me that he had been wearing.
Yes. Fair enough. So did you want to go... So, okay, I'm just going to say you all go into the BBR. Okay. Skeet follows with you, and there's a smorgasbord. So, like, charcuterie
I
boards
grab
and
him
everything.
with all haste. I go, did you find anything? Anything in the tutor? Anything at all to tell us why the fuck he's called Three Thumbs?
Who'd you grab?
Skeet. I asked him to be like, can you find out anything in the car to tell me why his name was Three Thumbs?
Well, I can go check for you, boy, I suppose. I can look into it, because he was with you the whole time.
Oh, he's with us.
Yeah, you were into the ice cream stuff. That's why he says. So Amos, you have a little moment as soon as you walk in.
I don't do. He's been with us the whole fucking
Skeet's
time.
just licking an ice cream cone going,
No, yeah, we went to the shop to defend his honor. He's been with us the whole time.
So give him an evening. At least.
I will.
I'm assuming he's driving you.
Like, well done.
we're not taking him to the standby.
No.
Oh, really? Oh, like you have a choice. You do actually. You do though, because
Well, not to take him, whether or not he follows it is his problem.
he's got his ice cream. Yeah, but there's a smorgasbord laid out, pile of different foods. On top of that, of course, there's nobody really in here now. You don't see Cadbury. You don't see. There, I'm going to say that. Oh, I'd have to go through. I believe Delilah is one of the staff members. Give me 1 second here. Delilah? No, it would not be Delilah. I'm going to go with Jebediah.
It was
Well, because each of you have a personal staff member now. Amos has Bob. Agatha has Barb, Marion has Delilah, and you have Lily. Althea has Lily. So I wrote down the names of the staff you've all named over the games. So one of the names is Jebediah. So
How many Bobs do
I
we
think
know?
that must have been who it was because it was
one less.
It was one of the men I think who was going to look into the laundry, kind of like Cadbury's second in command or whoever he has like.
Jonah and his whale. Okay, Cadbury's second in command is going to be Jonah. I don't know who I had do it before, but that's who I'm going to have do it
It was
now.
either Jonah or one of the Bible names.
I'm just going to say...
I have Jonah, staff member at the Bellevue Standpipe, so I'm assuming that's.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that as well.
You have
Probably
what, sorry?
Jebediah then.
Jonah is the one who told us about the standpipe.
Yeah.
Well, who recognized the name standpipe that we were already discussing.
Cool. So it would make sense that Jonah would be the one who would be trying to track down the clothing as well.
Yes. So
Talk about luck.
whatever continuity might have happened previously, just go forward with this.
So
Get him back.
who are you talking to?
Nobody.
So Jebediah, the staff member, is the one sort of taking care of the BBR tonight, bringing out the trays of food and stuff like that. Although he just seems to be, as you walk in, he's sitting in a corner drinking what seems to be coffee. Like he's got the mug and he's just... But when he drinks it, Amos notices something right away. Is when he drinks it and he goes... It's the way his face moves when he takes that drink. You know, Amos, that ain't just coffee. You know. It's not battery acid, but not like the stuff you drink.
Staff drinking on the job now.
But they are, believe me, they
All right,
always have.
fine.
They gotta put up with us.
It's allowed.
And the entire New England Center of Antiquities.
And the entirety of the Eldritch Horror world. So,
And then he stands up and he comes over and all the food's like that and he's like, yes, is there anything that I can do for you, Ms. Goodyear? He seems to be in his early 20s. He's I don't know if I described him before. Maybe there might be two Jonas. He just looks like an atypical young man.
yes, before we went out, or perhaps yesterday, I can't remember. I had asked.
Yesterday's
about,
before we went out.
Time is a river. Time is a zoop. I had asked for someone to look into obtaining Gull's clothing that he had arrived in.
I can go check on that for you, miss, if you would like. I can, when he asks who you asked, I'm just going to say it's Jonah now. Mm-hmm. Okay. And he scuttles off. He scuttles off to try. Like, all the staff aren't just waiting here. Like, But yeah, he scuttles off. And you also notice that because of who you all are, one of the side tables also has brown paper bags and napkins and stuff. Like, you can take your to-go bags. Because there's been a lot of times where Marion has came in to get to-go bags. Mm-hmm. So
I start putting sandwiches together and putting some in the bags.
I want lox and bagels, man.
Big bag of prosciutto.
Making sandwiches. If you want something specific,
Listen,
I'm making.
That's New York, not.
No. Boston has the best seafood ever.
I beg to differ.
yeah, you should. Sorry,
It's on the same coast.
Anyway.
That's fair.
Anyway.
That's fair. There are those bagels, the lox bagels, you said?
Lox and bagels.
Lox and bagels.
That's smoked salmon and.
Yep. Done.
Perfect.
Perfect. I am complete.
Way full of locks.
Is there anything that you all want to discuss with each other, or are you just going to be getting your food together?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So the standpipe. What's up? Why are we going to the standpipe again? Remember why?
well, Gall had mentioned it when he was in his state.
Ah, yes. Of course. I knew this.
Say, refer to your notes.
I was there.
Well, come on.
It's been months.
And it was also specifically an answer to. I'm not sure. It was a sort of an overlapping question of both where is your home and where do you do your work. So it could be either.
I just put down standpipe with a question mark. Not my proudest note-taking moment.
We weren't.
We also do know that it was built in 1914, which is a bit of a critical year for a number of other events which have occurred, which have been tie into our timeline of events for our general investigation.
Yeah.
Or at least that's when it came into operation.
Yeah.
So it's a good place to just go and see if it has anything of significance there.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, he was saying something about this because we caught him in the sewers doing that ritual the one time. He had something. The standpipe was attached to that.
Yeah.
It's all coming back to me now.
We never
Fell
did
asleep in
trace
car.
the
Sorry.
purpose and origin of that ritual.
No, we never did. I assumed it had something to do with Sin Eater stuff because the ball of sugar, whatever. I don't really know how Sin Eater stuff works. I just live here.
Exactly.
that's a great answer. but make that the title.
I just live in this
live
spot
here.
and I don't know how it works.
I don't know.
Or whatever way you want to word
The
it.
state.
Yeah.
Sin Eaters work. I just live as one.
Would my library here have? Would it be possible to obtain potentially blueprints of the standpipe in my library, or would that have been something we need to go to the public library for?
Your library is a little bit special, where there seems to be sometimes stuff in there that shouldn't be. The issue you're having, okay, is to find things in your library takes a block of time.
4 hours, yeah.
And I've set that block at 4 hours.
Yeah.
Depending how good a library use roll is, it'll lower down the time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So if you had multiple people and you could have bonus dice as you're all looking, and if you roll well enough, you can cut the time down significantly. But I would imagine even at the best, actually I shouldn't say at the best, because if I brought luck into it, it's like, oh, it's right here. It's up to you, but it could take up to 4 hours, and once you start the process, I'll just tell you, okay, you're an hour in, you haven't found anything.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's up to you if that's what you would like to do.
It could take up to 4 hours and we might not find anything.
Yeah.
And the guaranteed place would be like the Hall of Records,
Yeah.
or the civic buildings and stuff like that, the engineering buildings and stuff like that would house those documents.
Okay. Which we didn't think of stop to. All right. Okay. That was my only question. Regards to that.
Okay.
I mean, it should be a straightforward in and out, right? You know.
Yes, it should be.
No, I said I stabbed myself with a pencil.
I
mean,
you said you
Fine,
were-
whatever.
She handed you another pencil.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
Do it
stab myself
again.
shall we?
No.
I mean, every time we've gone into
She's so
the sewers,
bad.
it's only gone well. I said every time we've gone into the sewers, it's only gone well.
We're not necessarily going into the sewer.
No, just the beginning of the soup.
Yes.
Just the most important part.
Yeah, exactly.
The next.
Definitely not problematic.
Well, aside from bagged lunches,
What'd you call me? Sorry, everybody. Thanks to my best friend Steph for that one.
I'm going to start a petition that the players get to also have a red card.
You know what? I should have done it because part of me was like, do I have to get my gavel? And I almost did this. So it's funny that you said it.
Okay,
Anyway.
aside from a packed lunch of sandwiches and whatnot.
Yeah. Apples.
Bagels with locks.
Bagels with locks, yeah.
Gotta be specific.
Which is still a sandwich. Anyway, just supplies in general, you know, the flashlights, rope, forensics / doctor's bag.
I'm just gonna, not to, all the regular things like that I would assume you'd have. I treat your trunk, the trunk of the Packer Twin 6 would have all of that, and similar to like a Supernatural, the trunk where they flip it up and everything's there. If it's something that's really weird, I usually have you roll a luck roll. So. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I know you could keep listing things. But there's rain gear in there. There's...
Yeah, I was just thinking if there's anything that we wouldn't
Is this the
want to...
GM subtly telling us to get the fuck on the road?
No, not in the slightest.
I have 2 requests. Obviously, Leanne Field. Can I have my Leanne Field?
And a foot rub.
You mean you put it down?
Well, I didn't bring it during the day when we went with Skeet into town.
Going.
I'm assuming you left a Leanne
So proud of you.
here.
Yes, so I want to grab the Leanne Field.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm growing as a person. Can I also take that book? The one with the glyphs, whatever the whole
Stay the fuck away from
Yes,
me.
I want to
Insanity.
take that with me.
The glyphs of insanity every time.
Fantastic. You want to take the moist glyphs? I'm going to say that there's also a...
Petition. Glyphs of insanity. Moving on.
moist glyphs.
Is that what we're going to call it now?
That's
I'm always going to call it moist.
We should just put that on the next T-shirt design. Clips of insanity.
I'm going to say that you have a special, almost like satchel that house the book now.
Because it'll also have my ammo in it.
What would you like it made out of?
The satchel?
Yeah.
human flesh.
Leather.
No.
Leather? Yeah. Okay. yeah. So it's leather, and I'm going to say that you were directly involved, probably the one who did it, who made this satchel so that it would fit the book appropriately. Right?
I'm gonna say like patent leather, make it look like it's shiny.
Well, I mean, just like
Wet.
Yeah, but it probably has like the pockets you see on military for the ammo and everything in it.
For sure.
And
That's true. Your little satchel, because you just said it, and you're the one who wanted it made and made it, actually has mag slots. Like, not just mags, and like little things to hold boxes of bullets around the... It's like a Rambo librarian.
There you go. There you go. See, I have it now. And of course I have my...
part is I don't look any more or less sketchy than I did when we started.
I look the same.
Yeah, you're the same.
Unlike your friend 8-Ball here.
What the fuck?
Which I won't regret that you got rid of my problem. But I do have a hole in my face, so it's fine.
Well. All right, fair enough.
But yeah, anyway, that's what I request.
No, yeah.
Those
That's
things.
makes sense.
Then having a hole in your face hasn't held you back.
No,
And
I
nor
wouldn't.
should it. Don't.
Whether that's from murdering people or having a loving relationship.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Alistair.
Inspiring?
By the way, we should tell somebody where we're going. Maybe Alistair and Simon. Let's not tell Cadbury.
Yeah, right. Like,
Well,
it's not going to
Simon's
find
right
out.
here.
Is he? Oh.
Isn't he? Oh, never
No, I
mind.
said there was no one else. I said there was no one else in here. Because Simon didn't come with you, as far as I know.
No, he didn't.
Yep.
That would have been funny, though.
He was
against
chilling
the shop.
shirtless out in the library, wasn't he? That's where Simon was.
Predominantly lately, he's been like to be a bit shirtless.
This means he's
Of
comfortable.
course.
Yeah. The first...
Man is a problem.
is a problem or has a problem.
He's just the,
Has been a problem
either
for
one
decades.
extreme or the other. Ultra stoicism or flinging himself around Beauty and the Beast library with no shirt on.
Both.
Yeah.
I like to think he's more like me.
Keeping on
Better and for
his
worse.
shirt.
Oh!
Anyway.
Anyway.
So we inform whichever one of those two is closest where we're going.
Okay, so I'm going to then sort of, if everything has been talked about here and you have everything in your mind of what you're taking with you, I can just sort of do it like scenario of this run into now that Jonah shows up at the BBR and he has like a clear plastic and there seems to be clothes in it and it's just wrapped up in this clear plastic and he has it
Oh, nifty.
on his hands and he comes in and it's like, good day, he's a little bit hunched, over. Oh, good day, Miss Goodyear. I've found the clothes you were looking for.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. And I'll just take them and say, thank you very much. Please go help yourself to another coffee.
He's like, oh, sorry, man. That would have been Jebediah. I'm Jonah.
Yeah.
I know we haven't looked this up. It's like, and he doesn't look upset at all. They're used to Althea calling them,
Marion's just face palming in the background.
But I didn't do it.
Spit take a cop.
I didn't do it.
I just feel bad now. My apologies. Tell you what, take the rest of the afternoon off paid. Just because I feel bad now.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can I take the rest of the day off paid?
You don't get paid.
I'm paying you?
What am I even doing here? I should go home.
I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
wait.
You do get paid. You get paid by the New England Center of
No,
Antiquities.
but do you want to talk to your personal servant in your fancy room with the bath? and all
Oh, how about we do at a bill for what surgery actually costs in the 1920s?
So,
an arm and a leg. Oh!
that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good.
Anyway,
I got no rebuttal. Barely got a butt,
I'm gonna do what I usually do to assuage my guilt and throw money at it.
but I do got a buttle.
Butter.
I got butlers.
Okay, sorry. Althea?
I was gonna say assuage my guilt by throwing money at it.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah. So he sort of just walks around and he gets up a plate and he starts taking a pile of prosciutto. Like,
Just
I don't blame him.
You know what? That's fair.
man.
Yeah.
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 Or else you're gonna get prosciutto in Boston in like 1924.
Yes, it is. What month is it?
April. May?
No, wait, it's been
It's exactly
May.
a year later?
Yeah.
It is exactly a year later. May.
Okay. Oh, is there anything you would like to do with the clothes now? I'm just sort of.
Yes, I want to take them out. And
Okay, so you go over to another side table
Yes.
and you take out the
I
clothes.
want to search them for labels.
You want to search them for labels.
Yes.
I can tell you right now, you don't find any.
No,
You do not find any labels.
nothing similar to like what's on the leather jacket at all. Nothing.
What's on the leather jacket?
And the leather jacket that Amos wears that belonged to my grandfather.
The beige one that has Aloysius's.
Yes.
Um,
The little ownership tag.
you do not find an ownership tag, but what you do find is the place where the ownership tags were. You can see slight strands as if they've been
Cut it.
or ripped. So it's like ragged, like it's not.
Yeah,
perfect.
the stitches are left behind. Like
Yeah.
thread stick.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Although, can I see your character sheet for a second, Althea?
Sure.
I mean, you're all there, but I just want to see if there's
Am I though?
Does anyone have tailoring, or did we create the Lindsay character who has
The
tailoring?
Lindsay character.
We have an on-site tailor.
We have an on-site tailor.
Yeah.
It is a bit getting a bit late, but
What was it?
Lindsay's
Lindsay
always
with
on
an
go.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I feel like
There's something different about it. It's not a spot hidden. I wouldn't go with a spot hidden for it, but I.
It's like a knowledge sort of thing. Right, more so.
It's more about just noticing something. I'll just have to go spot hidden. It's just the way.
All right.
That's the weird one.
Oh, go ahead. Roll me a forensics roll. There we go.
oh,
That's the way. I like it.
Yep. Uh-huh.
43 out of 75.
Okay, so as you're looking for any tags or anything like that, the material seems weird.
Okay.
It's not like leather, so it's not like human flesh or anything like that, or human, But it's just like, and it's not really satiny, and it's not really cords or corduroy.
Corduroy.
It's or denim, or cotton. It just seems a little bit weird to you. Just the way the material is and what you're used to.
Is it almost like you would consider like hemp clothing to be like?
No.
Like
Is
it's
it
a little
waxy?
bit rough or...
Not really waxy. It's just I'm finding it hard. It's almost like it's a blend.
What?
Like a blend of different fabrics. Almost like it is, we would call synthetic.
Ooh.
That's weird for that time period.
Yes.
That's very
Yeah,
weird.
I know. I know. But I can't say it's that.
It's almost like a polyester.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we have an expert. All jokes aside, you are an expert.
This is true.
Right? But like, so basically the fabric doesn't really seem right to you.
It's not a natural fabric.
They're perfect. See?
Okay.
Lindsay is fantastic.
Okay, so, all right. So back in the bag, and before we leave, I will track down our on-site tailor. Lindsay! Lindsay! Sir, and say, can you take a look at this while we're out, and please let me know what material it might be made of, if you're familiar with it?
Would you like to be Lindsay?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Did you check the hat? The hat's there, right?
I'm going to say that the hat is there.
Yes, the hat is here.
Can I just...
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So I'm going to grab the hat. I'm going to say it's old, dirty, probably was beaver skin originally. Probably most of the fur is gone. One thing I am going to ask you, was there something hidden in the lining on the inside? There used to be a ribbon that was folded up
Yes.
to do protection. Is there anything in that she finds?
Yes.
Okay.
The fuck?
So you have had that idea for a while and not had
People used to hide their cigarettes in there. Or they would put photographs of loved ones.
So you've been waiting for an opportunity to look at the hat?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's wild that there is. Okay, sorry, go on. That's wild.
What?
Yeah, so Lindsay, Lindsay, you're like, wow, let me take a look for a second.
Yeah.
And there's a little card in there. So, like, basically the size of, like, a business card. But it's just, like a white card. And there's a series of numbers written on it. They don't seem to be in any discernible, like, order. So, it's 8 digits.
Okay.
The numbers are 3, 8, 7, 6. And then there's a space.
Okay.
And it says 4429. Okay, there's just
So 2 batches of 4 numbers.
2 batches of 4 numbers, yeah.
Okay.
You're not really sure what it means,
Okay.
but there is that there with those.
Are they handwritten or typewriter?
It is handwritten. It is handwritten for sure. And, like, good handwriting. Like...
But it's on a business card. Is there anything else that's printed?
No, I just meant that it's sort of...
Oh, it's just the size of a business.
Yeah, but it's like also like...
Cardstock.
Oh, you're all fantastic. It's cardstock, like a small cardstock the size of a business card, and it just has those numbers written on it.
As Lindsay. Miss, I don't know what this is, but here you are, and I'll give her the card.
Okay.
Check the other pockets. I'll check the other pockets. Is there anything in it?
Not really. It's just some lint and stuff like that.
Okay.
Although, as you bring your hand out of one of the pants pockets, there's like a little bit of red residue, almost like a reddish clay.
Okay.
almost like this slight reddish.
So
like
it's
there was
malleable?
dirt. Yeah, like it was dirt in the pocket, but it was almost like this reddish clay.
Okay.
And the rest of you recall the clay in Swill's gullet that was the.
Oh,
and you thought it was maybe iron deposit or something like that, but there seems to be. That's not like a pocket full of clay. I just spit that.
Yeah.
There's like this reddish dirt.
Yeah. As the tailor, she's probably, ew.
But for anything else, for Lindsay inspecting the clothes, we'll probably do that for when you get back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So just the obvious things, but now, and then you can, the best thing about, you, Lindsay, now being somebody who knows all about this, how shocking it would be to have polyester just show up, what that would, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't need to even come up with something. I'll just have you talk about it.
For those of the listeners, polyester wasn't invented until late 50s, early 60s, so that's why it's kind of weird. Or at least for clothing wearing.
It allowed us to get some of the most epic fashion after that ever.
Yeah, okay.
Right. I'll take that card and I'll just put it in my forensics bag.
Sure. Yeah, so we don't, your forensics bag, a while ago, I treated as your doctor's bag and forensics bag as one bag. Because we had too many occasions of, which bag can I take?
My chemistry bag, I might as well just call it.
So that's all you can really get from the clothes at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to let Simon or Alistair know. Mm-hmm. Let's see who you run into. Number 1 is Alistair.
Of course.
Aw.
And number 2 with a vengeance.
Whoa.
is Simon.
2.
It's Simon.
Of course it is.
I don't know where to find it.
Of course it is.
So you all have a feeling that he's probably in the library. So I'm assuming you all just quickly head to the library, unless there's something else somebody wants to do.
No, that's fine.
Something, no? Okay, so you all head to the library.
Really quick, do you keep the card to yourself? Do you share them with everybody?
No, I'll share with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming everyone knows that information from Lindsay's sort of
Yeah.
showing off the card.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks.
Adios.
Also, Simon and Alistair have been operating here in Boston for a while. Maybe they know something about the standpipe. So maybe we can ask Simon.
Simon was present when we were interviewing Gall, and he said it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You don't think anything beyond the information you already have, other than spending time in your library or waiting till the next day to go to the Hall of Records? Or breaking into the Hall of Records. That might be pretty quick.
No, we can just go to the standpipe.
Oh, yeah.
It's never
what they said.
Okay. So you go off to the library, and there's these large tables laid out, and there's a pile of books and maps and stuff open, and one of the tables has some markings on top of it from different rituals that Simon was trying to perform.
Just mark up my tables, why don't you?
It's just chalk and other things. You don't really see anyone in here, of course, but as soon as you walk in, you hear some noises coming from one of the hallways. They almost seem to go on forever. And then around the corner, you just see a head stick out, and it's Simon's. And he's a little bit disheveled, right? And his hair is a little bit askew. And he's and he has a bottle. The label's torn off. He has a bottle in his hand. He's like, oh. And he sort of walks on out, and Simon is wearing a pair of rubber boots.
Yeah, that's what he was wearing last time, wasn't it?
I don't remember. Yeah, it's a pair of rubber boots and a pair of dress pants on.
Yeah.
And he is shirtless,
Good for him.
Yeah.
right? Because why not?
No, he's usually...
And he just has a bottle of liquid, and he just takes a bit of a swig. He doesn't seem to be staggering or anything.
I don't remember we told him when we went.
No, he's not drunk, but he just steps out and
I slowly to put the cap on mine and put it away and be like, oh god, this is going to happen to me.
Yes.
and he said, how was your ice cream adventure?
Productive.
Still smart.
Turns out I own more property than I thought.
Yeah, you own a lot of stuff, yeah. Oh, it's easier to ask the question of what don't you own by now. Once again, thanks for allowing the New England Center of Antiquities here on the grounds and to use your resources for good.
Speaking of, we just wanted to let you know so that somebody knows, just in case. We're off to investigate the standpipe, see what we can find out based on what we've heard from Gall, and it does seem to be connected to a few of the mysteries we're trying to uncover.
Yeah, just
If we're not back by tomorrow morning,
We're dead.
maybe send someone to look for us, if you don't mind.
yes, we'll send our most capable. It'll probably be me.
I was gonna say we're already gonna be there.
Okay, so I mean, I'm assuming this is in regards to what Gall was talking about when he had his episode about, Okay.
Yeah.
And the weird dichotomy between him and whatever he has imprisoned.
Yeah.
That's what it seems.
Yeah.
Figuring out what exactly that entity is or wants.
I would say be very careful. I'd go with you, but then who's going to come looking for you if you go missing?
It's true.
Right?
Fair.
I mean,
Well, I'd hope my dude would, but that's okay.
oh, I'm sure Alistair would be, yes.
Well, we're presumably by telling Simon, you will let Alistair also know where we are.
Oh, yeah, of course. He's just busy with some paperwork or, the stuff he does.
He's just
Keeping everyone happy and...
We just know by default where you will be, and Alistair's sometimes harder to track down.
Oh, yeah, where'd my shirt go? So he looks down, and you see his shirt just over a chair, and he lays the bottle on, and he's got this white shirt, and he starts buttoning up his shirt.
How do you not know?
I just get a little bit focused and obsessed over some things, right? Now, you said it really low to Agatha.
Yeah.
He definitely heard you. You've noticed this about Alistair before, too, his senses. He's not a normal,
Human?
Care Bear.
I mean, we can't judge.
No, we cannot.
I'm gonna ask a question of Simon though. Do you know anybody who specializes in Egyptian history? Particularly the Third Dynasty.
Well,
Damn.
I mean, if you give me a little bit of time, I think there's a professor at Miskatonic University, actually,
Nice.
who is quite well versed in that, or the time period in general. I'm just scratching my noggin here for a second. I don't think too much is actually known about the Third Dynasty, but if anyone would know, it would be him.
What about astronomy?
I mean, yeah. I mean...
So if I gave some star charts or whatever,
Yeah.
maybe they could...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure if you... I'm sure we could get that figured out. Maybe just a quick trip to Miskatonic University when you get a chance. I can set up an introduction.
That would be great.
And then all the questions can be asked. Oh, yes, Miskatonic University.
2 hours and 30 minutes to join.
Isn't it in Boston?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was doing some research, but there's not a lot known. I was wondering if anybody had any different theories or maybe iconography that can help with some of the research.
Yeah, I mean, I can set up an introduction for sure.
That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. I just heard it a bit on the grapevine about. I try to keep up on the different university lecturers and people coming in for their research grants, and to see what people are involved in, see if they could be recruited to the cause.
Maybe this would be
As he lets that drop a little bit, the cause.
this would be a good excuse for us to take a little bit overseas.
Maybe.
Go check out the British Museum. A few stolen collections.
A few. You can't have it back. I'm not done looking at it yet.
Anyway. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no. That's actually a really good idea.
At some point, I'll kind of poke Simon and be like, "How's your arm?" Referencing the same arm that I got melted on.
It seems okay. It seems a bit okay. Try not to. I mean, I never really. Our connection is a bit loose right now. Like, it seems to be not as strong as it was. So, I mean, I just had a slight ache more than anything.
Okay. So what? Do you know anything about what's going on with that? So we go down the standpipe, and then I get absolutely split in half.
What are you expecting to happen?
Not that. I do not want that to happen. I'm just.
Not?
I almost had my arm melted off, and all you felt was slight discomfort. What?
I'm not sure if in
about-
I'm not sure if in a previous episode this was brought up
No.
because it's been a while. But at the moment, It's like more of just he had a dull ache.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you're not a typical Sin Eater. Because you're soul bound to me by using the Sankara stone. Right? And Right? So a lot of this is really new. Like, for me, it is very interesting because it seems like with the right resources, instead of falling on dumb genetic luck, we can make Sin Eaters.
Is that a good thing?
I'm not sure yet.
Right.
Because I think that might cause a lot of problems. Because because let's look at Gaul for an example.
Yeah.
Or and throughout history, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a good person, right?
No, of course not.
But it is interesting that it managed that way, especially with the Sankara stone. But it did seem to consume the Sankara stone.
Yeah. So it's not like we got another one of those in our back pocket to do that again.
No, I've been trying to do some research into where we could find them, the holy stones. They seem to come from India.
Oh.
Predominantly is the references that I have found, but I'm still finishing up some research on it. So, when you get back, I'm making a list of things to flesh out more. When you get back, and you will get back, I mean, or I'll come find you and save you, you know.
Yeah,
I'm a big hero. I might have some more information about that as well.
Excellent. All right. Well, good to know that that's not as bad as it could have been.
Well,
Yeah.
right now I'm feeling good about the fact that Alistair will also know where we are, just in case something does happen and it knocks out Simon.
Yeah.
So, even if it's a dulled connection at the moment.
Yeah. Well, it's also been well, he's going to do it. It's also been a bit different since we touched that Moist Glyphs book. And we had the power shunted away from us, and then over time it came back. You know, like there's some kind of, I don't know how to put it, just strange happenings, if you will. Just strange happenings.
Overlapping of different ritual stuff. All right, good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if something bad happens to me again, you're not totally fucked.
No, I don't imagine that would be the proper word to use.
That's interesting as well, because that brings up the theory that you could create a Sin Eater with another Sin Eater and they have a bond, but then you could use that book to kind of dull that bond so that hurting one doesn't weaken the other, which would therefore strengthen them both.
But have we thought about having Gaul touch the glyphs of insanity?
I'm 50-50 on that.
Would that count as torture?
And then you notice, Althea, as you say that, Simon is just sort of looking at you with his eyebrow raised. And he's looking at you weirdly. Just this. He's like,
What?
I just noticed. That sounded so much like Aloysius. The way you said that, the figuring that out, and he takes down a piece of paper and he's writing. It's like, yeah. That's really creepy.
What do Aloysius know about Sin Eaters?
No, it's just a way, not about Sin Eaters and specifically, it was the insight. You know, just the way of talking. You know, because normally you're just giving me shit, Althea.
That's true.
Right.
Speaking of giving you shit, we have not had a good conversation about my grandfather yet.
Yeah. It's hard to have a good conversation about Aloysius, let's be honest.
Any conversation at all. But we'll wait until we come back for that again.
Well,
What?
Simon looks uncomfortable.
Good.
There's a look, and he's usually really good at hiding it.
There's a look, but it's not the look of love.
There's definitely things he doesn't want to talk about. Well, he knew Aloysius. That's not a surprise, right?
Well, I guess, are we ready to go?
Barry's been trying to pipe in.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Let's
Oh,
go.
okay.
No, you can.
That's fine. It doesn't really fit, so it doesn't want. Don't
But
worry.
what was it?
I was going to, since we were already talking about it, I was just going to say, well, what happened to Aloysius Goodyear?
Oh, okay. So Aloysius was completely enamored with this play that he wanted to put on called The King in Yellow. I'm not really sure.
A stage.
Yeah, he
for it.
he built a theater in the basement, but actually the whole mansion on the hill was built for this location in mind, for where the stage needed to go.
I kind of turn and just look at Althea for the majority of this conversation with an eyebrow raised.
Yeah,
But
because it's almost like on a ley line.
yeah, you mentioned that, and then he eventually decided against doing so, and he had done prior to building this house, he had done some work for you with the New England Center, but
Well, he brought me over.
right.
That's the way he says it.
After he decided against performing this play,
Well, he did. Actually, Marion, and he's just... Because Alistair and Simon adore you, Marion. Like, you know, he's like, actually,
You fixed their lives, basically.
he did put on the play.
oh,
And the play itself is some kind of ritual connected to some kind of place called... I think it's called Carcosa. It's connected to some kind of mythical land, if you will. But he did put on the play to do this ritual. But in the last moments, he changed the ritual to stunt it. And so there was really nothing left of him from the reverb of ritualistic energy, if you will. And as we all know, that there's no body.
What happened to everybody else who was in the play?
Well, nobody else, really survived. There was no real bodies. It was just a wasteland. Almost like just desert. Yeah.
Was it ever figured out who also was in the play?
Well, I mean, there was notable members of the community and different people hand-picked by Aloysius, some confidants, some friends. He seems to be... Can you roll me a psychology check?
Oh, no. Okay. 2%.
He seems to really be ducking this question of who was involved in this play.
Okay.
He seems to be really ducking this question at the moment.
Simon fancies himself an actor.
Look at that.
Why?
No. But I mean, at the moment with the stuff that we're sort of dealing with Gaul, believe me, at some point we will have the proper conversation about these things. Just right now isn't the best time for it.
I agree.
Am I the only
Or
one that's
letting
going?
me know, but sorry.
I was just am I the only one that's just gonna? I'm just gonna make sure it's said. I'm just gonna acknowledge it real quick. So you know about this ley line theater thing, and some of us have also heard, and none of us thought that it's a weird idea to bring all the creepy artifacts to this spot where this is a thing. Is that not a problem? There's no one concerned about this?
Well, this is where we can keep an eye on them.
Also, well, the other place is not really secure. It did get blown out.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I got a better option. I'm just saying it.
One thing that might be worth seeing is all of the locations that we've been to, do they land on the same ley line or on a similar pattern or path?
Funny how everyone everywhere seems 5 to 30 minutes away. Almost like we're in the middle of a spoked wheel.
Nope.
We're just giving him ideas. He's just writing stuff down. He's like, oh, that's good.
Same ley lines about the buildings. Simon does say, well, I do know that the Silver Twilight Lodge, the city Silver Twilight Lodge, like City Mouse and Country Mouse, the city Silver Twilight Lodge also did run along one of those ley lines and such. Although I believe...
Which I would assume means the country one too.
That... I believe there are some journals of so-called witches.
I was going to ask.
There, which is where we sort of get this information from, although...
Witches?
Well...
Trip to Salem.
Like
far away?
Salem, witches?
Yeah, they burn people. What a waste, though. What a waste. Just randomly burning people.
It is barbaric.
Yeah, like,
That's a-
how could... Like, Simon actually seems really like... I mean... Ugh. Humans. That's the way he
I would
says it.
say men, but,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The evils of the world are not confined to one gender.
They are not. They just seem to be highly concentrated in one of them.
That's not so much evils as power.
Well, if we go to sailing, give me a heads up. I have family there.
Oh.
I'm just writing note after note after note. Because we are definitely going to go to Salem at some point. I'll try to get some of those journals together and maybe, something that we can research.
Yeah, I can help you out with that when we get back, but we should be going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
At this point, put this off.
Yeah.
At this point, we're procrastinating.
Yeah.
We've grown as people. That's a lot of self-awareness we didn't have before.
You're all... Okay, fair enough. I'll let Alistair know that, his lover, as he looks at his lover is going on a dangerous mission. Alistair doesn't have a tendency to worry, though. He just assumes you can all take care of yourselves.
Which means you don't need to tell Cadbury then.
Oh,
Let
really?
him know we've gone out.
You want to leave Cadbury out of this, but he does so...
When he's gonna know.
Going to find
He
out.
does so seem... Do you know, I can't lie to the man.
I'm just having a good rapport with them. I'm not looking to, sully that relationship
Okay, fine.
already.
If he asks where we've gone, tell him. Just also let him know the trunk was well stocked, and that Agatha is well armed, and we're fine.
Oh, now that you mention Cadbury, actually, all this talk about the theater and the play, I would recommend that Cadbury is not involved in those conversations. He had an incident as a child during the ritual, and it's sort of stuck with him. And then Simon realizes what he just said. He was like, "Yep."
Having that conversation.
And just to clarify, this sparks a memory for people who were there to witness it. Back in Arc 3 or 2, when Cadbury came down, he had a bit of a mental break.
That wasn't me.
There was also almost in behind the theater, behind the grate where connected to the sewers, there was a hole with ladders that went down, and you heard the murmuring of what seemed to be an audience.
Yep.
Coming up
And
from
then
it.
he lost his marble.
And he lost his
Well,
marbles.
it wouldn't be surprising to find out that theater might be in some kind of similar loop to the house, the haunted house.
Well, it is definitely in a...
That.
Especially with the little loop with the candle, remember? And that was that's a time loop.
Aware, I have a photo of that.
Yes, and when it comes to that, you start, and I believe that was also discussed before as well, is the idea of this loop rituals, similar to with the candle and the stairs being a byproduct down by the theater. Maybe the ritual keeping Walter Corbett in place is also affecting the other areas to keep
On
them
the ley
moving
line?
as well.
Or
On the
even
ley line.
on the ley line.
Yeah.
Which could also explain maybe, because we were also in the city, in the Twilight Lodge.
We've got to go.
Anyway,
We've got to go to the
anyway,
third
let's-
anyway.
yeah.
But Simon, actually, now that we're on this, can you look into something while we're gone?
I have a few things to look into. What else would you like to look into?
The position of the standpipe, the house downtown, and here, and the older New England Center of Antiquities.
And the Church of Contemplation. And
Yeah.
yeah, so you start naming places
Yeah.
back and forth is my point.
I'm just gonna say all
So
locations we've been
lodges.
to.
I'll start checking into that for sure.
There's a pattern.
But you should get on your way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. As he finishes button up his shirt. Time to go grab a bite to eat. I'll grab Alistair on the way. I'll fill him in on everything. Try to be safe.
I'm sure it'll
Is it fair to say you all go to the Packard Twin 6 and leave?
Yes. But I want to make sure that I'm the last one out of the room.
Sure. It's just you and Simon.
And I'll rip a piece of paper off of my notebook, and I'll have written something, and I'll just hand it to Simon and leave.
Okay, sure.
And I will just. I guess y'all don't know this, but I will written on the notes. Play. Just really, really quickly. Play Althea ? And that's it.
Okay. Now,
So sus.
hey, listen.
Yeah.
I'll smack down all the
Have you
metagaming.
seen you? You're tanned. There ain't no sun.
I haven't actually really seen me that well.
Exactly.
That's also not a good thing.
Thank you for listening to The Call. Our next episode of The Call will be Tuesday, March 4th, with our sci-fi podcast Spacers next episode on Tuesday, February 25th. As usual, we want to thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Noah, Ed Lohr, Rosa, Tyler, The Weejay, James, Matt Calgill, Blizzard Warning, Sydney, Baba Yaga, Preston, TJ, Alec, No Demons Allowed, Autumn, Roland Arts, and Chris H. Your players for tonight were Elizabeth Wells, Jessica Coles, Lindsay Delansky, and Zach Barrett. Your GM or keeper was Derek Snow. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.